Hello, I decided to start this vlog here. It's Monday, July 11th, and I have to work today because I have a program that I'm covering for a coworker. But otherwise, I should be off because tomorrow I'm leaving for Louisiana for a week. I've been trying to get everything organized and ready to go all weekend, but Monday, I don't know, I've just been stressed out about this program in general. It's a little bit later in the day and I have to leave tomorrow early in the morning, and so I just feel like I have to get everything packed and ready to go before I even go to work. I think I'm also going to do the first couple of days of Summerween in this vlog because, I don't know, I'm going to be out of town for the first 3 days, the first 3 days of Summerween. So I decided to just make it a whole vlog. Yeah.
And every time I know the truth, speaking one way between me and you, and I'm fine on my own. Swallow this song to serenade the ultraviolets all along. She knows everything there is to know, and of course she does. Just smile and hush, and in my eyes I fall asleep. Your gracious touch is numbing me. My best dark suit I'll wear for free, looking stylish for make-believe.
Hello. I'm gonna be talking kind of quiet because there's people in like the next room. I don't know, I just feel embarrassed to vlog, but I wanted to do an update because we got in yesterday and I didn't have any time to update, but this morning and yesterday I read a bunch of The Lost Village and I'm really liking it. I am 181 pages into this and I read a good portion on the plane. I think I read 150 pages on the plane, and then this morning I only read like 30 pages. But it's really good. It's a slow burn. So basically there's this woman who she is kind of a filmmaker, but she hasn't really done anything that's notable. So she thinks that this lost village that she's obsessed with is going to be that thing that kind of gets her on the map, but she hasn't raised enough money to be able to do like super extensive research in the Lost Village. So she has gotten a crew together that's willing to kind of like donate their time, since she doesn't have a lot of money to pay them, and they only have like 5 days to go to this village and like explore and get some footage, and then that's it, that's all they have. And so this Lost Village like has this weird past where the mining company shut down and this town relied on that mining company, and so when it shut down, a lot of people lost their livelihoods. And suddenly weird things started going on in this town, and then history shows that suddenly everybody just disappeared from the town and no one knows what happened, how it happened, where everybody went. But there's one sister who actually is related to the person doing the filmmaking, and that sister had her fiance and his brother go see the town, like go explore, see if there's something left of her family. And when they get there, they just find this woman strapped to a pole, and she had been stoned to death and left there to rot. And that's the only remaining thing that they have in this town, or any information about this town. And so our main character, Alice, who's the filmmaker, she's been using her grandmother's letters to kind of like figure out more stuff about this town, figure out the people of this town. So this book is told from past and present, because the now, as it is in the book, is from Alice's perspective and everything that's going on while they're visiting this town. And then the past is the letters, but also partially from the perspective of the grandmother's sister. And so while they've been in this village, weird, creepy things have been happening, but it's a slow build to the creepiness. Like, I'm almost 200 pages in, and I would say that something right now is starting to happen that I think is going to spur the rest of the really freaky shit that's supposedly going to happen in here. But yeah, it's definitely a slow build in the beginning, but I'm really liking it a lot, and it's feeding the horror need that I had.
I think I'm finally starting to get you. She told me through her teeth and her perfume, I never wanna see you again. But in the morning, she's pulling off her
We're awkwardly doing this in sunglasses because I left my regular glasses over in the other area. Anyway, I wanted to update you because it's officially Summerween. It's officially Summerween. So I'm still working on The Lost Village, but I did want to physically start reading something else. So I'm starting Small Town Monsters. I don't really know how much I'm gonna get through this because, like I said, I'm out of town and there's just like a lot of people around, but we're in this weird like lull moment. So I thought, why not whip this out and see what's going on? I have a really good feeling about it. I really hope this is like a 5-star new favorite. But yeah, I will update you when I actually like have read something and can tell you more about the synopsis. But to remind you what this book is about, it says something's wrong in Roaring Creek. All Vera Martinez wants is to get out of Roaring Creek and away from her embarrassing demonologist parents, not to mention the terrifying occult things lurking in their basement. I just think this is gonna be really fun. It's pretty short, so let's go sit on the porch and read.
Outside, staring at the cars as they pass by. You're drinking up the smoke if you're too high. You're never gonna come back down. And you said that it was Jesus who broke into your room in an earthquake, shook you from your bed, all the glass frames shattered on the carpet floor.
Good morning, welcome to day 2 of Summerween. I barely read yesterday. I did not finish on audio The Lost Village, and I've only read a chapter of Small Town Monsters. I also think it's really funny because this whole time, mainly because of the cover, I thought this was adult and it's YA. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not complaining about it. I just started reading it and they're like talking about being in high school and I was like, did I know this was YA? And then it even says on the back, Small Town Monsters does for YA horror what Stranger Things did for Netflix. How did I miss that? Even the price, it was like $9.99. What am I, is Underline a YA publisher? Anyway, that being said, I didn't really read a lot yesterday in general, and I only read a chapter of this yesterday. There wasn't a lot of downtime. I'm really enjoying it though. I really like the writing style, so I'm excited to get back into this because I was really enjoying the characters and the writing in here. So we'll see.
This weight of my shoulders, don't speak to me, I'm just not in the mood to care about the thoughts of others. The stars will accompany me, then maybe I won't feel so alone, don't wanna leave. Forever.
Welcome home. This is the scariest part of Summerween. Oh my god, zoom out. Well, now you know I'm looking rough. Hello, we just got back today from our trip to seeing family in Louisiana. And oh my god, I'm so tired. You know, I don't know about y'all. I mean, you may have seen my video, you know, the one about sleep or the lack of sleep that I have in my life. Well, when I'm on a trip, apparently it's even worse because I don't think, except for the first night that we got there, I had a full night's sleep. And mind you, it's like a 2-hour time difference. So I was literally wide awake at 4:30 in the morning every morning, my time, technically their time, it was like 6:30 in the morning. Every morning. Anyway, I didn't sleep well. I'm tired. I'm looking rough, but I wanted you to know that I finished a book, and I'm just gonna pop the image up here because I don't feel like going downstairs and getting it, but I finished Small Town Monsters. And I hate to say this, but it was like a 2 stars for me, even though I don't really feel like rating it because it is a YA horror, and I'm a little weird these days with rating YA. But what's weird about this one is that, like, for the majority of it, the way that it was written, I don't know. I have a hard time saying that this felt YA because other than the characters being young, it didn't really read YA to me. My problem with the book isn't even about it being YA. There's one trope in here that is very YA that I did get frustrated with, and it's like romantic wise. Why did it exist? I don't really understand how it even served any purpose. Like, to be frank, I feel like the book literally was like a romance set in a horror background. Is that not the weirdest thing you've ever heard? Maybe it's like what we're all looking for. I don't know. I didn't fix this angle either. Anyway, my problem with it isn't even any of those things. It was quite boring. It was quite a boring book. I hate saying that. I feel like I have a hard time in reviews saying that a book was boring because I want to give like reasons why it felt so boring to me. But the only thing I can tell you is that while I was on the plane, I wanted it to be over because nothing was happening and I wasn't spooked. Like I didn't get any spooky vibes from it. This is the first time I've actually read like an exorcism type book, like a demon possessing somebody type of book. Like that's the whole premise. Like I'm sure I've read things that have demon possession in them and I'm just not thinking of them right now. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's not my thing because I don't actually like exorcism movies. Exorcism. I don't like those types of movies. Like none of those are appealing to me as a human person. Not for me. But honestly, I really don't think that's it. I think this book was just boring. And I think that it was amounting to something that like I just didn't care about ultimately. I didn't think that the reveal was that spectacular. I feel like you kind of knew everything halfway through the book. I really had it in my mind that this was going to be like lighthearted, funny, almost Grady Hendrix-esque. And I'm not sure why that was the vibe that I got from the synopsis. Maybe because the synopsis kind of made me laugh a little bit. It's not funny at all. It's actually very sad. Melancholy would be the vibe that I would go for. Also, in the synopsis, it makes you think that our main character, Vera, is trying to get away from her parents. Her parents don't even live in the same town as her. Like, she lives with her aunt. Her aunt takes care of her. You didn't really get that much of a background on what her parents did. You just know that whatever they do, like the occult stuff that they're involved in, it just has given her a reputation at school where she has no friends and everybody thinks she's like the ghoul of Lost Rivers, I don't know. I just didn't like it. We'll just leave it at that. I did not get any further in The Lost Village, but I will probably finish that tomorrow or tonight, but I don't think I'm gonna read tonight. I think I'm gonna fall asleep. Let me grab the stack of books that I have in line for Summerween. 2 of them are downstairs. So these are some of the other ones that I have to read. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I really want a banger. Just Like Mother is supposed to be about a cult. It's supposed to be like really creepy, twisty, turny. And I would really like to read a cult book that I like for once in my life. So this is a high contender. And then The Brightlands. This one keeps calling me. This is actually the one that I think I will start the audiobook once I finish The Lost Village. I see really good reviews about it, but also it's in like a small town in Texas, and I think there's supposed to be like a paranormal twist to it, which I love in thrillers. Well, not all thrillers. I'm looking at you, Riley Sager. I think those are my top 2, but because it wouldn't be me if I didn't have 72 other books on my list that I really don't need to add to my list because I have other things that I need to read. But I have the audiobook for The Between, so this will probably be higher on the list too, just because the audiobook is going to expire in like 11 days. One of these 3, if not all 3, will be read in the next probably just one vlog for the rest of Summerween. So I will see you in that vlog, and hopefully I will not be a mess in that one. All right, bye.